Hello and welcome back to Blueberry Trader. Today I will go over a stock that will report tomorrow, and one of that one of my viewer requested. So I will start with P&G, Procter and Gamble. So you can see last earning, I say it was here. It might bounce, but if not, it's gonna come back and into this orange line. It fell through. Okay, bounced back after. You can see that I expected a bounce after the fall. It went up, pull back, bounce again, and then since about a month and a half ago until now, it kind of went down further. So now let's take a look at the stock and its short-term trend. Right, so it looked like we have something like this. So from what I'm seeing, it kind of like broke out. There's a chance for it to come back. So short term is a little bit overbought. Long term is still oversold. Either way, I expect it will come back and test 159. So let's say 160. At about, I would say about 45% only. But 55% we might have come back and test 147. So we have a more chance of a pullback because of recent buy, and it will test this line right here, that the channel resistance now becoming support. But it also depends on the outlook. If the outlook becomes positive, we might actually get a bounce, the needed bounce. Since it's been selling, let me see, in March. So and even if it pull back, it might come back up later on, just like the last earning, right? So if I look at the stock and I like what is working on the dividend and sales, I would buy, and maybe if it pull back to 140 something, I would DCA the stock, wait for the bounce, because it's been selling a lot already. Most likely, we don't know when, but most likely it will bounce. If you remember Pepsi, it was similar. It was keeping dropping until it popped, and looked like it on its way back up again. So P&G maybe it's going to be something like that. If I look at the trend line since the March, all right, I might see something like that, right? a pullback, and then it will bounce to test it, and maybe this time it will break out, or if we get good earning numbers and outlook, it might break out tomorrow. And of course, we're going to come back and test the line again, but it will bounce afterward. So we have to check and see what it does tomorrow. Next, we have Sanofi SNY. All right, so I was looking at this probably last month, and I say, okay, most likely we may have a pullback, and then after that we'll have a bounce to 49.50, and it's actually went up a little bit more, pullback, jump again. Right now it's oh wow, it's actually at 49.50 too, so not too far away from my prediction. Now let's take a look at the trend. Okay, so right now for the short term is a little bit all over the place, right? But if you look, you can see the red line go all over here. It's actually its current resistance. So in a way, it's been bouncing between the red and the green line. Now, if I look at the trend line from March, so similar to Procter and Gamble, it's been down since March, and recently, right here, it bounced and pulled back to test it again, bounce again, right? So if this time the number coming a little bit better and outlook is positive, we might see a bounce as well for this stock up to probably about 53.82, so 54. And I give this only about 55% because it's actually a little bit overbought. Short term and long term returning to a little bit overbought as well. So only 54%. All right. 45% are pullback, where probably around 47 to close this gap. Okay. So the odds are almost like 50-50, but from the recent testing this red line, it might come back up, test it, and then break out. So for this stock, we should pay attention and see what it does tomorrow. HCA. It looked like it's actually at this all-time high right now. Yep. And last earning, when it was here, I say most likely we have about 370. Of course, it did not do the first day, but after a couple weeks, it's actually rally and past that point, and then now it's going up higher. Right now it's overbought, short term and long term. And what I noticed right away is today candle look like it might be topping out. We don't know. But it does give that signal when I look at it. Short term, we have something like this. I'm gonna keep this line because I believe it might come down to that line at around 398. 398, and I give it about 65%, 35%. If the number and outlook actually coming much better, we might get like a maybe 10% jump to like about 480. All right. Oh, but that's only 35%. 65%, I expect a pullback. JD. Okay. So last time when I looked at the chart, I noticed the bull flag. So I said, oh, we might have a bounce up to 315. So the next day is actually hit that level, and then a couple months later you can see it being grinding up. So right now it is overbought, long term, short term, actually at neutral right now. So I actually I think it will come back to test 321 at about 60% to 65%. Okay, so let me see what we see here. Short term, trend looks something like, so it might come down to 330, right? But if the number and outlook is not good, we might pull back even more. If the number coming better, we might see 360 right at the top of the channel. All right, so about 60% of a pullback, 40% of a bounce. Okay. So last time I looked at it, I expected a bounce. No, sorry, I expected a pullback. But the number came in much better, so it bounced a little bit. Then it came back to test and then bounced. And pulled back again, so it moved a little bit sideways, but it's actually higher than before. Now I'm looking at it. The trend, see, it looks something like this. Okay. So it is at the middle of the channel. Short term is a little bit oversold, not that much. I would say neutral. Long term is also neutral. So for this, I would say 50-50 here. A bounce up to test, maybe at 1550. A pullback and test this 1360. So for this one, it's a special. It's at 50-50. right now it's still pretty high compared to before. So maybe I would say a pullback, maybe 55% pullback and 45% bounce. But it's a tough call. Next we have Regen Cell, RGC. Well, if you look, you see it's almost like we got a huge bounce and pullback, and it's been moving sideways. For now, it's actually oversold. Short term, long term turning to positive. So that's just a good thing. All right. So now if we look at its trend, I see something like this. Okay. So okay. Maybe okay, something like this. So I would say we might get a bounce to 18 at about 60 to 65% due to the is at right at support and oversold condition. 40% of pullback to 1328 or 1330. At about 40%, 35 to 40%. For pullback, 65% of a bounce. And yeah, so we might get a bounce here unless the number coming really bad, and then it will come down to 13 or even 12. If this go to 12, maybe it will be a good buying opportunity if you actually know the stock. Okay, so if I know the stock and believe in it and it pull back, it will be a great time for me to come in a DCA the stock. All right. Next we have Flagstar Bank. I used to have a loan with this bank, and it's pretty big bank. If I look at the trend, okay, okay. So it looked like this, right? And you can see it's been selling since September. And I noticed a lot of stock been trending down since September. So the next level would be around here, 11. So I expect a bounce to at least $12 at about 60%. 40% of a pullback to, I would say 11. And if I'm looking back, 11 is still, in a way, a little bit high for the stock. But if I'm really look back long enough, um, right now is actually a time to buy this stock. If, well, let's check. There's really no dividend, like 1 cent. So I see why it's at this this level. But somehow, if the number get better, it might even go higher. But for now, look like it's stuck in this range from 9 to 13. So in a way, it's still trading within range. All right, next we have GNTX. GNTX. Look like right now it's actually high compared to before. But within 2-3 years, it's kind of like average. Compared to March, April is actually 25-30% higher. Okay, so look like, oh, I just saw it got a bear flag right here. So short term is going back to neutral, long term neutral. So just based on this info, the trend is, so we can see that it broke back and test this line. And then now, look like it's gonna break below. So look like we going to close this gap at 24, 23 something, but I make 24 even at about, I would say, maybe 60%, 40% of a bounce back and test 27, 28. Okay. That's it for now. And if the number coming weaker and outlook is negative, they cut outlook, we might see it going to 23 something, 24. All right, the last one that is requested by one of my viewer. Okay, so when I look at this, you can see this trend right here, right? It got broken. And since July, it has been down. All right. Wow, it's like 40 something percent. And I see that I got a bear flag as well. So it's oversold short and long term. Look like the stock is pretty weak. So so this is basically put as a resistance. Short term, I will make it look like this. Okay, so you can see the stock is trying to break out from its short-term trend channel due to its oversold. I would say normally I would say 60%, but now I'm only say 55% to 7. If the number just okay and now look neutral. So 7.5. Okay. However, normally I would say 60, but why I say 55? Because of the last two candle. Looked like it tried to break out, but it couldn't. So that is why I minus 5% from it. So 45% of a pullback where to? I would say down to $6. So the chain is still pretty big. And you can see it's gonna tag this support here. Okay. So the number just need to be okay, decent. We'll have a bounce. And maybe we hit this, come back, and then break out below. And maybe it will come to a something if it can break out. Alright, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.